Yeah, so we are happy to be around further in the competition, which was the objective, and that's where we are. I think we saw a similar game to the first leg. We created many chances. I think the difference. I think the first half of both games were quite similar. We created chances, didn't finish. The only difference was they had scored a goal in this game in the first half. Other than that, it was a very similar game. You know, their defensive approach maybe a bit different, a little more compacted in a deeper block, which made them on the counter a little dangerous, and we were a little too loose in our defensive responsibility, but in defensive transition. But all in all, very similar matches. I think if we finish our chances early, the run of the game looks much different. But a good performance from Alajuelense tonight, and at times unconcentrated and showing signs of fatigue from our side in the second half. But the players got the job done, and we're happy to be in the next round.
Hey Steve, how's it going? A lot is made about, like you said, the I guess the stamina, people being tired in these stages, so many games compact. What did you see from the team in terms of that physicality, in terms of that energy, and Carlos, because a player maybe supposedly sometimes that we may not see go 90 in these situations is there to come up with that big goal at the end.
Yeah, I don't want to make too big of a deal out of fatigue. Look, we would much rather play midweek games and games on the weekend than train all week. So this is me not complaining by any means. Yeah, it'll be the situation this year. If you want to continue in this competition, guys will have to play 90, and a lot of guys, and then maybe 3 games a week. So we're prepared for it. They're prepared for it. I was happy to see Carlos get that goal. He deserved one against New England. Was close. Could have had one in the first leg of this matchup, and so I was happy for Carlos to get a goal and to kind of finish this game off, or the second leg, I should say. So, look, I think we put a lot into it. I think physically we're okay tonight, and we created a lot of chances. So, I think if we just finish our chances, then this looks much differently.
Steve, when it comes to those defensive responsibilities, what were the biggest lessons moving forward in this style of competition, having home and away games, and especially when you have a big lead in that first leg?
I'm not sure there were too many setbacks defensively or errors, to be honest with you. They didn't have a whole lot of shots. I think they finished all of their big chances, and we did not finish our big chances. And that is the end, I think, of the discussion. When you're a team who tries to score goals and play attacking football, then you need to take your chances, because you can always let one in on the other end. That can always happen, but you should always score a few more than the other opponent. And we did in the first leg. So I think you see this game over 2 legs, so it's 180 minutes. And in the end, I think we won 4-2.
Hey, Steve, congrats on making it to the next round. I want to ask you about Stipe. What it looked like he was very impressive tonight. I believe he's back-to-back starts. What have you seen from him in the training ground and obviously now in these games that you really enjoy about him?
The hardest thing for a young attacker is to be effective and to get on the scoring board regularly and consistently. And I think Stipe is figuring that out. It's very close. But he's a very dangerous player, we all see. And now just the next step for him is to turn those dangerous moments into scoring moments for the team and for himself. And he's very close. And so he will continue down that path. We will continue to train him in the same manner. And then he will start to turn into a very prolific attacker for LAFC.
Steve over here. Mm-hmm. Just a quick look ahead. Vancouver is your opponent next. How do you feel about them? They always seem to give you guys a tough time up in British Columbia. So how do you feel about that matchup?
Look, it's the Champions League, quarterfinals of the Champions League. Every matchup should be tough, and we're looking forward to it. I'm sure Vancouver would love to have a different opponent as well. So I think we like our chances. We will treat it in a very respectful way and try to go up to Vancouver and win a game, and then try to close the door at home. So I believe we're there first, if I have my facts right. So it's a tough place to play, as you mentioned. But, we can definitely score goals in Vancouver.
Hi, Steve.
Pamela Solano, Radio Colombia, Costa Rica. Was this the Alajuelense you actually expected, the one that competed in Central America? We say there's a lot of difference between Mexican and MLS soccer with us. Did you on the field see that there's such a big difference between your soccer and our soccer?
I see the same game, and I saw two very similar games in Costa Rica and here in LA. So I think it's a team. It's a very good team, a well-coached team with a clear idea how to play. A difficult team to beat, but also has its weaknesses, and we exposed those weaknesses again tonight. We just didn't punish them with our finishing, but chances were there, and just didn't finish them off. So that was the only disappointing thing from our side tonight. But do I see differences? I'm not sure. We can generalize countries' style of play with two clubs from two different countries. So I would just like to keep it between Alajuelense and LAFC, and I think we were 2 goals better than them over 180 minutes.
Steve, congratulations on moving on despite the result. Just curious on your thoughts about the changes to the Club World Championship that FIFA announced, and obviously this competition will birth it. And does it change the meaning for you? And what do you think of that new format over the 4 years and basically qualifying teams all over the world?
Look, we'd love to play in it. We've yet to qualify for it, but the calendar keeps the games in the calendar year keep growing, but as far as I know, the days of the calendar have not grown and not been extended. So it will remain to be difficult for us to field teams, especially from the MLS side, with the roster constraints that we have. So to field competitive teams consistently. So there are solutions out there. I cannot make those decisions. That is a league decision. So hopefully, if we do get to play in these wonderful competitions and add games to our schedule, we were able to add players too. And I hope the CBA and the Players Union are doing their work as well.
Do you feel constrained today in this competition with the current roster you have?
No.
Hi,
It's the 4th game of the season for us, so we're good.
Hi, Steve. Congratulations on advancing. I just wanted to get your thoughts on Sergi Palencia. He was very attack-minded today, going forward a lot. Does he have less defensive responsibility? We saw Ilya Sanchez dropping in as a third center back, sometimes pushing the fullbacks higher up. What is the idea behind, Sergi going really, really high up often? And do you feel that can leave you vulnerable defensively at times?
No and no. He doesn't have less defensive responsibility. Sergio is actually quite an effective defender, and it's very good 1v1. It just, the game was presented that we had room to attack on that side of the field, and we did expose Alajuelense in the first leg on that side of the field quite frequently with Ryan Hollingshead, and the same spaces were there today for Sergi, and we did have some good moments with him. But when you are attacking with an offensive outside back, I don't believe it should keep you or make you more vulnerable on the counter, as long as you are finishing your attacks and bringing them to an end, whether a shot or it goes out for a corner or a goal kick, then there really is no transition. And I thought we did a good job with that. The only time we got in trouble in transition was after set pieces today, but not out of run of the play.
Last question, go ahead.
Good afternoon, Steve. Great game today. You guys closed it out, won the series. You guys are playing Vancouver next. I just wanted to ask, is there like some sense of not comfortability, but just familiarity, knowing that the next team you're playing is an MLS team, a team that you guys play way more against than like the Costa Rican teams or the Mexican teams?
Yeah, there is that unknown that you have when you play a team that you've never seen before or played against, and that can go well and that can go poorly too. So yeah, the element of surprise is no longer there for us. Both teams know each other very well, and it should be a tight one over 2 legs. But it's a matchup where I know what's expected of us, and it's a matchup where we think we can advance. But I'm sure Vanny and his team are saying the same things.
All right, thanks, everybody. We're done.
Thank you. Good night.
Reminder that all players will be available in the mix zone.